I started thinking like, well, if someone's in a virtual reality and that's their experience of what's reality, then isn't that reality? So then I was kind of being all philosophical with that. And then I started thinking about what awareness was and what my consciousness was. And I started thinking about how I was a conscious being put into a body. And then I started thinking about my mental health. These are all, again, labels, but like I started thinking about my mental health, and I'm like, I think it's because my soul or my consciousness doesn't really connect with my body. And I started thinking of like a plug that wasn't really quite in. And I was like, how do I, and then I started being really emotional and started thinking about how my soul doesn't want to be in my body because it doesn't like the physical reality of like fighting and the messiness of the body and pain and what it means to be in a body and be in the physical reality. Like I want to be in my soul part where everyone is one and there is no time and you don't feel pain and all of those things. So it was like kind of like a spiritual feeling for me because I could physically feel my soul being like here, like a light, and wanting to like get out of my body. And then I was like, no, be in your body. How can I make you want to be in my body? Like, what can I do to make you want to be in the world and see all the beauty that there was? And it was really like a spiritual thing, but it was really like beautiful too. But it was calm. Like I'm not really feeling a lot of emotions. It was more of a like conversation between me and the I and my body, and how do I move forward and like do things that make me want to be in the world and really experience the time that I have here. So yeah, that was
Thank you. So I would say this, okay? I'm gonna write a big word. This underneath the title of thought, this is story, okay?
Yeah.
This story, this is the story that is Hillary's story, right?
Yeah.
This is your story right there, Hillary, okay? This story here that you just weave, your brain weave that story.
Yeah.
But underneath that story, simultaneously, there was an awareness. Because when you describe the spatial, when you say vacuum, you're describing something. Underneath the story, there's always a sensation, right? It showed up, I think I heard it, right? With the way you describe it. It doesn't matter what the story is. It doesn't have to be right or wrong. If it works for you, it's good. Those are stories. The brain is designed to make up stories. And that story works for you, fantastic, right? That's why the stories may not work for anybody else, but as long as it works for you, it's good. But underneath it, the key is the separation. There is a sensation here that you notice, something outside. Ooh, what is that? Right? And the brain is going to make a story. It's going to take that information and weave it into a story again. There's a soul. There's something. There's this and there's that with all labels. You see? Categorical all labels. The baby's brain doesn't know that stuff. But the baby can feel, right? So you felt something, alright? I don't even know how to describe it. You felt your body.
Yeah, it felt like I wasn't really in my body, but I was fully aware of my body.
Bingo. But you are aware of your body. I'm not in my body. Those are words. The words. It's describing something. It's heightened. It's a different awareness of your body. And awareness, it's like Jason said, I was aware of my pulse. Normally you're not. What does that mean? The pulse wasn't there? Of course it was. It's because he had the bandwidth at that moment to notice the sensation in the body, and the brain says, that's a pulse. And you notice your body in a different way, and your brain's gonna say, I'm outside my body, or that's my soul, or something, okay? The brain's always making stories, really good stories, okay? The key here is the sensation. And then what happens, because you can pay attention to both sensation and the story simultaneously, like you're watching this play out, that means you're out here somewhere. You can't identify with either one of them if you have two things in front of you. If you're watching the teacup and the saucer, you can never have the illusion that you're the teacup or the saucer, right? So you got two things going on, and so what happens is you don't get wrapped up in those stories. The stories, although that story didn't, some of the story could be like stories of danger, right? And what happens, your body will react. The chemistry, I use this as a beaker for people who hasn't seen it. It's like I represent as the neurochemistry in our bloodstream. When we're in a fight and flight state, if the thoughts require us to be in this state, you're going to end up with chemistry that's like this. I'm just depicting, it's like waves, boom. Because you have to be ready to react. So sometimes we're trapped in certain stories that's to do with fear, but it's not happening in the moment. But because we're looped into it, you end up with this kind of a state. You didn't have it. That's why you call yourself calm. Right? You use the word calm. See, the brain did this all by itself, just like this, boom, 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 all by itself without you doing anything. So the key here, gradually, as your awareness expands to both sensation and thoughts, you end up living up here. So, thank you, Hillary.
I'll go.
Yes, Brian, please.
So it was fairly quiet today. It was, had quite a few thoughts at the beginning, but I don't remember any of the thoughts were. They were just coming and bouncing off me and coming and leaving. And other than that, just colors again, like purples and greens. And it was pretty nada, really. Like nothing was really prevalent.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. So Brian, you had thoughts like this, like ephemeral, you know?
Right.
Just like very, there are lots of them. The brain is just doing its own work because it's so fast. Nothing sticks. So if you have the nada experience. And then you notice your brain entertains you by giving you this visual colors, right? Art. Your brain just creates art that way. The blue color, yeah. Okay.
I'll go next.
Yes, please, Jeff.
Today was kind of a comparative exercise for me. Yesterday I did a 15-minute sort of meditation, and afterwards felt very, what I would describe as just being centered. I wasn't really amped, I wasn't perfectly calm, but I felt centered, balanced. Today, I sort of didn't go in with any intention other than to just let my mind zone out, and like you said, observe. Today, I let my mind wander. I had lots of thoughts going through my head, but you turn the lights on, open my eyes, and felt pretty centered again. Yeah, it was a good experience for me.
Kind of like this.
I would describe it as being positive. Yeah.
It's kind of like this too. Like again, blue check mark. Like with thoughts that are like light with no thought have no weight. It's crazy, right? Thoughts has no weight. Yet it's a real thing. It's like this has a weight, has substance, but thought sits on top of all this. It can feel so heavy some days too, but there's no weight when you're not identified with them. When you're just watching the brain do its brain thing, well, it's just like okay. Yeah, it's like watching a movie you don't care about. Versus the movie where the character is you, or you identify with the main character, and then you can't stop watching it. After one season, you want to watch the next season. You stay up all night watching the seasons because I want to know what happened next. Because you want to know what happened to you next. Because you feel like you're one of those person in there. All right, let's keep going. Yes, sir.
Well, my experience today was basically the same with Brian's. I just saw the colors and just total relaxation. And the thoughts coming to me were just something I had to do today, and it's just like you described. It just comes, goes, and I found it to be very relaxing and very calming. So I had a little bit of anxiety when I first come as con, and just totally relaxed.
So you notice this, right? That's why you use the word calm. And you notice this, that's why you didn't end up with this, right? Because your thoughts were like this, because you saw it from here. You weren't like here stuck in one of those little thought loops. You were up here watching it, therefore you had mostly just this, and then you had visual art like Brian. So there you go. Thank you.
Something, I was just gonna say nothing, but,
I love it.
what I thought was kind of interesting until after the session was over. First off, the session was very quick for me today. When you get thoughts in your head, you can't do anything about them. They're gonna come regardless. And today, I wasn't trying to fight them. I wasn't trying to ignore them. I wasn't trying to analyze them. They were just there. And I didn't fight them, I guess. I just let them come and let them go, and there was no reaction to them. So it was very calming for me today. It's because all my other sessions, I usually say, I don't care, I'm going to ignore them, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. Well, this time I'm not going to do anything. Because I don't want to put a label on it, I don't want to say try to ignore it. I was just saying, if it's going to come, let it come. I'm just going to sit here and do nothing. I feel like I should come up with a word.
There's no word. You can't describe this.
But there isn't.
There's no words to describe. There's a difference.
I just disregard it, really. Just.
You can't teach somebody this. You did it naturally. See, you're watching your thought from up here. So you thought the thought for what it is. Once upon a time, the thought will come. And there was this thought that showed up. And then there was another thought. We don't see. I call it the meta thought. The judgment. I don't want to have thought right now. I'm here to be peaceful. Right? And then there's things. I need to, don't care. I need to get rid of it. So there's a response to it. Then there's another thought. And this is the loop. And once upon a time, there was this idea that I'm trying to do this. And then, so at that place, you can't let go of a thought by trying. Because trying to let go of a thought is just another thought, right? Whereas if you're up here watching the thought happen, it just naturally becomes light like this.
I just wasn't trying to do anything.
Or you saw the trying as just a braining thing. And when you do that, they become all light. They become like this. They kind of burn off.
Yeah.
Because you're not identified with them. So you end up with this. So we got 3 check mark here. Oh, sorry. 3 check mark here and 3 check mark here. My brain's saying, I need those 3 guys together, take a picture together. The Nada trio. Okay, let's go next.
It's a new rock band.
What's that?
It's a new rock band.
The Nada trio?
Not a trio.
It'll be easy. You probably could. He's a sax player.
I'll go next.
Yes, please. Ariba.
I was just trying to, in the beginning, kind of relax my facial muscles in my head because I felt it was a bit tense. So it took me a while to do that. But once I did that, I started to think about stuff. But in order to not think, I planted my feet on the floor. So I feel the floor beneath my feet. And it's weird, but I got this like rush of, I don't know what it was. It was like the feeling compared to when I hug my kids. I don't know if it was like a rush of oxytocin or something, but just like throughout my body, and it was so relaxing.
You know what MDMA is?
No.
It's ecstasy. That's a street drug. That's what you feel. See, a lot of people, they do drugs to feel that, right? But we can do it ourselves. It's because we have receptor for those chemicals in our own body, because our body can make it, right? So if you mimic that chemical, you feel like, whoa, I feel so peaceful, so connected, I feel wonderful, right? That comes from being present. That state of ecstasy is innate to every one of us. As long as you see, when you see, the first thing you notice, you say, well, I try to relax my body. I would suggest is actually, this is what's happening. You are aware of your body. Therefore, relaxation is a manifestation of that awareness. You're already in your body. You notice the tension. Sometimes we're so busy in our brain, we don't notice our body being tense. And if you're present, what happens if your thoughts are like this? Don't take much bandwidth. You got plenty of bandwidth to pay attention to your body, and you will see the tension, where the tensions are. Which muscle is not being used, yet it's working when it's not used. You'll notice, then you let go. So letting go, it's like if I hand out somebody a cup and I'm too busy talking in the conversation at a party, and somebody's taken away the cup already, and after I finish the conversation, I say, whoa, what's going on? Oh, why's my hand still up? Letting go, it's not a doing, right? It's just a recognition that it's not doing anything. So you'll notice certain things. That's why being present is very key. And then you did something else. You say, I try to clear my mind by going to my feet. It's the opposite. You notice your feet first. You notice your body. That's why you can watch your thought. See, when we're looping our mind, you cannot unloop yourself. The only thing that will unloop you is a sensation awareness that takes you back into here. So when we're here, you cannot unloop yourself. You were looped, right? You need to be here first, right? And then you will notice both. So you notice your sensation in your body, the tension, they start to relax. You notice your thought. And then you notice this thought that says, I'm going to get rid of thoughts. And then you say, I'm going back here. But really it's the opposite. You notice your feet. And then you can let go of it. Then the thoughts become light again. They never really trapped you too much to start with. You still notice your body. And then you notice another chemistry. That is this in your body. Like when you hug your baby, it's like, ooh, what's all this? You're making happy chemistry. We can all do it, you see? It's everybody's thing. We can all be ecstatic. Okay, thank you very much, Reba. You're gonna get arrested if you keep talking. Some of you think there's something wrong with you. You're too happy. What drugs are you on? Oh yes, Jen.
I'm gonna try to rock at it. It was very lots of thoughts were going in mostly. Just reading emails before I started the session, I assumed that. And I let them come and go. And yeah, just stay in the same state of just things are coming and going and doing the things.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So if now that trio needs a manager, I would suggest Jen first. She's very good. Thank you. Anybody want to add anything? Done. Oh, tomorrow there'll be a session. There'll be a last session for a little bit because I'm going away December 1st to the 13th. But the 14th is a Saturday. December 14th, there will be a session. I come back at that day.
This place will be packed.
What's that?
You have a safe journey?
Will
Do you
do.
know where you're going?
Don't know. Somewhere new. Whatever. I have no idea. I don't think about it. See, my brain says I'm gonna think about it till it happens.
How do you do that? Because
Huh?
I always wanted to do that, and I don't
Oh,
know.
I could never do that.
Like, did you just show up at the airport and just go to like an air thing and be like, I want a seat to anywhere? Like, is that how it works?
My son does that. I have a boy that does stuff like that. He just finds the cheapest flight. He ended up in Bogota. He didn't even know anything about Bogota. Now he loves Bogota. Colombia, right? Anyways, I'll see. I have a friend in Mexico. I might visit. I don't know yet. When it comes, it comes. We'll see. If it's not meant to be, we'll see. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is, it's going to be cool.
Be safe.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll see you down there now.
I'll see you downstairs. Okay. November 29th, 2024, the 48th Friday ear acupuncture session. Peace out.